Unreal Blueprints, Commons. Let's review what we know of blueprints. Blueprints is a visual scripting language using graphs, collections of nodes, and nodes-defined functionality. Scripting is created when we use the pins of these different nodes connected by wires. We make connections between these different nodes. When using the execution pin from one node to the execution pin of another node, we create a control flow from one node to the next, creating a sequence of functionality. Because Blueprints is a visual scripting language, nodes and pins are color-coded, and they use the same icons to differentiate their type and purpose. This allows us to very easily view the different nodes and see the scripting that's going on between them. So in this video, I want to emphasize a slightly different topic: comments. In other programming language, we might use comments to describe certain nodes to ourselves or to a team, perhaps to other people looking at the same code. They sort of describe the code. Comments within Blueprints in Unreal is slightly different. This allows us to group nodes together as a set. Now, it doesn't have an execution or functionality aspect, it's only visual. But again, Blueprints is a visual scripting language. So unlike other types of nodes, comments only exist to visually organize other nodes. That's all they do. They are nodes for organizing other nodes. They have no effect on the graph, on nodes, or any relationships, other than to group nodes together. And comments can also be embedded in other comments, and I'll show this when we move over to Unreal. So this allows us to label different sections of nodes within larger collections. So as we'll see in more advanced projects in future videos, we might want to label a group of nodes that perform certain functionality together. Then within that, we might decide we want to label even more things, and we can use comments within comments within comments. Additionally here, because comments are a type of node, they have their own properties, which when you click on the node will show up over in the details panel. So comments also have properties, so they can have a title, which we'll see when we use the comments. So this is the comment text, a background color, very useful if you want to visually see different functionality, and text size. We can make the text size of the comment slightly bigger or smaller, depending on what we want. And we can also decide if all of the nodes within the comment should be moved, or if the comment itself should move without moving those nodes. And this is the move mode set within the properties. So let's move over to Unreal and see this a little bit in progress, because it would make more sense when we can actually see it used within Unreal and Blueprints specifically. So I have a cube blueprint pulled up here within Unreal. I've created a blueprint based on the actor class cube, and I have my subclass here, and I'm looking at the event graph. So say there's a set of functionality that I want to define. So for example, if I connect the execution pin here to another execution pin, and let's just use our friend print string, okay? And I could drag these nodes around and arrange them in different orders. I can make it slightly confusing and everything else. But there might be situations where I want to organize these together as a set of functionality, and I want to visually differentiate this from other possible nodes that may exist within the same graph. So to do that, I want to create a comment. So similar to creating a lot of other nodes, we can right-click, access the context menu, search for comment, and then add comment, and it will define this box for us and give us a title. So I'm just going to call this start and print, because I've got event begin play connected to print string node, and I'm going to drag these nodes into the comment right here. And now, based on the default assumptions of the comment, when I drag the comment around, it also moves all of the nodes around. So now that I've selected the comment, it appears over in the details panel. So notice the comment text, start and print, that's what I changed it to, the comment color, and the comment font size. So let's just make this slightly bigger. And we can see we can make very big titles if we want, or smaller ones. And we can also do group mode or comment. So in this case, the comment moves around. And in this case, with group mode, which is the default assumption and how we usually use it, we want to move around all of the nodes at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and just compile this and then move over here to comment color. And we can select various RGB values to change the color right here. Just sort of play with these all we want. Or if we prefer, we can literally do a drop down right here and select different colors. The background. It looks pretty good. So now we have a nice blue color. So if I zoom out, we see that the blue color sticks around. So that's really the extent of comments. So unlike other programming languages, where again, they are descriptive, in a visual scripting language for blueprints, they are visual. They visually differentiate between one set of nodes and another. And they have no effect on the relationships, other than to group them together visually. So potentially we could stick this node out here and keep this node in here, and it would still be affected right here, right? So the execution pins of the two nodes defines that sequence of functionality. The comment itself is just a description that we add for our own benefits. Now, as one last thing, I want to note here that we can add comments within comments. So if we had this as a much larger comment, so I'll stretch this way out right here, and we need to define a different sequence as its own set of comments, we could add a comment in here by right-clicking, add a new comment, and now we have right here a comment within a comment. Move these into this, and now this, and now I've got an even larger comment in the background. So we can potentially add things within things within things if we want to, and make this kind of even messier if we particularly wanted to. So I'm going to add a new comment outside this, and then click and drag this inside the other existing comment, and so now all of them move together. So notice if we want to, we can embed one comment within another within another. Usually we don't go more than about 2 deep because it gets a little bit visually confusing, but it is available to us if we want to define different organizations of nodes, give them different colors, and explain what they're doing, just as if we were giving descriptions in a different programming language.